Hello, this is Gwyn, and I'll be showing you another episode of Equipment Showcase. Today, I'll be showing you Lord Gwyn's set. So, Lord Gwyn, or Gwyn, Lord of the Cinders, is actually the final boss, and I will be showing you some gameplay of me beating him. So yeah, right here I show you the stats as usual. The armor, his armor, it cannot be upgraded, and it is a lightweight armor. It has some decent stats, but compared to some of the other lightweight armors, it's definitely not the best. It looks pretty cool in my opinion. So here I go on to show you the attacks of Lord Gwyn's greatsword. So lots of people seem to really be disappointed by the sword. I mean, Lord Gwyn, his sword, it actually has like this fire damage, but you can see here the sword here is just a physical damage sword. Also, many people seem to really underestimate Lord Gwyn's greatsword. In my opinion, it does some decent damage, and well, it's really not that bad, but many people seem to really think of it as a horrible sword or something. But its heavy attack is pretty much useless for the most part, I gotta say. Now here in this clip, I'll show you the boss fight, as I said. Yeah, on this character right here, he's about level 85, and he is a dexterous and magic build. And he, as you can see, has very little vitality and very little endurance. I would not really recommend this build. I lose quite a bit on this character in PvP. I do much better on another character. And by the way, I do go flawless on this boss. Although I do take some damage just because he does fire damage, and my shield only blocks about 75% fire damage. Well, not exactly, but precisely 75% fire damage. So I'd manage to parry him. I don't quite finish him off. Just one more hit and he's dead right here. And there we go. So as you can see from this fight right here with the boss, I am indeed wearing his armor and using his weapon for 95% of the fight. So this video is definitely by far going to be my longest video. It's going to be 15 minutes long, as I'm sure you guys probably have noticed. My last video, my last equipment showcase video that is, was about 10 minutes long, and you know, I'm just following the requests of my viewers, my audience, and making longer videos. I mean, it's really been an enjoyable thing to do, make these commentary videos. I do definitely plan on continuing making them for Dark Souls and possibly some other games, depending on what people would like to see. But definitely I'll make them for Dark Souls. So here I am fighting these giants. Yeah, oh yeah, I was also using the sunlight spear, by the way, which, as we see from one trailer, that Lord Gwyn, he actually does use the sunlight spear. So now here I am in the Duke's Archives, just showing you some more PvE. Yeah, this greatsword, it does do like very little damage, but it is very comparable to the Moonlight Greatsword and the Claymore. Now, of these three swords that I'm comparing, I'd say the Claymore does the best damage, depending on your stats and how you upgraded it exactly. But the Moonlight Greatsword, it's really good, but it is going to be the weakest, although it has a really awesome special attack. And the sword that I'm using here, the Great Lord Greatsword, or Gwyn's Greatsword, as I like to call it, it is the it's somewhere in between the Claymore and a Moonlight Greatsword, I'd say. For me, it does, I think, 520-ish damage on this character. And by the way, this character that I'm using for 95% of the video, it is my level 159 character, is my primary character. This is the character that I started out the game with, and that I just started out the game with my first character. I just built his stats however I felt like it. So here I am, just killed the channeler. And just one more small clip in the Duke's Archives here, just to show you the heavy attack right there. And some more clips actually in the Duke's Archives. So you guys may have noticed that the audio of my video is pretty messed up. I apologize for that, but so I have been having some technical difficulties with my Roxio game capture. Overall, I think the Roxio game capture records in pretty good quality for how cheap it is, but the major problem with it is just how it records the audio. When I first got it, it recorded the audio at a very high volume for whatever reason, and that wasn't really a problem, but they have actually had a patch now for it, and after I record this gameplay here that you see in this entire video, I just barely noticed that, well, the audio seems to be even worse now. So they did make it quieter, except now they have this, like, the first few seconds of each clip, it has a loud burst of audio. So I had to make the audio just as quiet as ever so that loud burst doesn't really bother any people. So yeah, as you can see here, I am using no shield. I just want to keep that depiction accurate as to, you know, Gwyn, the Lord of Embers. Once again, I'm using the Sunlight Spear, and as you can see from this, it knocks my enemies way back, knocks them down to the ground. Similar to the Dragon Slayer bow and how it knocks them down to the ground. So I use Great Heal right here, and I do use Miracles quite a bit on this character as he is a faith build character. I think he has 52 faith, and like about 35 strength, about 30 dexterity. He's really my balanced high level character that I didn't really plan on limiting his level at all. And I don't know why I just opened up a chest right in the middle of combat there. Just trying to parry that guy, but that didn't work out so well. I think, yeah, I get a parry and a riposte attack right here. With this sword and no shield, really the easiest tactics I'd say is actually to get a riposte attack on these knights here. So I was going in, I got hit, he took out like half my HP in one hit. So I just took a drink from my flask. And this is when I realized that getting a riposte attack would be the easiest way to kill them. So I do like about 850 damage, and that just barely keeps them alive. I take them out with one more hit, and there they go. Now onto the player versus player. So here I am back in the Duke's archives. My miracle setup for, I believe, all of my matches here are Great Heal, the Vow of Silence, and the Sunlight Spear. Now for the Sunlight Spear, by the way, I do need to be in the Sunlight Brothers Covenant. I believe that's what it's called, but yeah, the nickname of the Covenant is the Sun Bros. And yeah, since I'm in that Covenant, I have to invade people with the cracked red eye orb. Luckily I had like 33 of them. This guy barely manages to dodge all my hits there, but then I dodge his, and I don't know, it's just kind of unlucky, I guess. Anyways, he goes to heal, but the archer takes him out for me, which is pretty funny. You know, I got that covering fire from the archer, support fire. Boom, right there. Man, that stuff is lethal. Combined with an invader like me, you know. Now, for the rest of my clips here of PvP, I will be in the Honor Londo. So for this match right here, I actually skip, I'd say 3 to 4 minutes of the video. I was just wandering around, searching throughout the entire place, looking for this guy. Yeah, I searched through the entire interior of Honor Londo here, and finally the last place that I searched is right there, and boom, you see him right hiding behind the pillar with his little ring of fog. I don't know if this guy's is like an old timer and he thinks that the ring of fog, if he's wearing the ring of fog, I can't target him or something, but obviously I show him otherwise. So yeah, you see him running away right here, and of course, what else is he planning other than the good old Flaskin? So I get a dash attack on him, and what's interesting about this guy is that you can't really see his legs, but anyways, I get a lucky backstab. Yeah, he has like double, completely invisible legs. I don't know if that's a glitch or if it's some kind of, I don't know if it's an accidental glitch or some kind of glitch that he did on purpose, but yeah. So onto this match. This match, I'm fighting a guy who's pretty easy. He's using this consumable that enchants his sword and gets it like 80 fire damage. I believe it's 80 fire damage. But yeah, I actually knock him down with my sunlight spear. And I don't know why I just didn't fight him right there and hit him once. It was like one more hit and he's down for the count. He goes to heal once again like they all do, you know. I was getting out my Lloyd's talisman, but then I'm not sure if I just didn't have them equipped for this fight or what. But yeah, I go to beat this guy. He missed me there. I hit him like 3 times. And he has been defeated. That guy was probably like the easiest guy I fought in like my whole time of invading. But anyways, yeah. So I already told you guys this is on my level 159 character that I'm making this video. And it is somewhat challenging to find player versus player matches, but it's still reasonably easy actually. I don't know how the whole system works out precisely for, you know, invading, if it's like 10-15% within one's level, but I believe there is a chance that it is possible to have like extreme differences between levels of an invader and a host. So here, yes, I am fighting 2 people. One person I take out pretty easy, which is this guy. So he goes 2-handed, but obviously that's no good as a shield, but then he switches back to his Halo shield. Now, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I heard it. Someone cast a sorcery, so my reactions, you know, I just rolled. And I take a hit, and I give him a hit, and I take him out. This guy does a dash attack, and he misses me, but I stun lock him. Well, I don't stun lock him, but I do stun him, and I take him out in just several hits. Target has been destroyed. I got souls from both of them. I shrug, saying, "Oh man, you indicted me." Whatever. So once again, I speed up the video, looking through for this guy, and I believe, yes, this is my last player versus player match. I saved the best for last. Once again, it's a 1 versus 2, even though one of them is an NPC, and he's not that bright. You know, NPCs usually aren't that bright. Something I learned from this video is that I actually cannot use my consumable grass to increase my stamina regen and this miracle at the same time, Vow of Silence. You cannot use them simultaneously. So yes, this guy is using the good old Black Knight Great Axe BKGA. And you can see his Sunbro friend there in the background being not so smart, trying to use his lightning miracle while he's in my Aurora of the Vow of Silence. But the Vow of Silence, it only lasts for 20 seconds, and you only get 2 casts of them, and they take up 2 slots. So it's quite the pricey miracle, but it is actually surprisingly lethal, especially on people that really rely on, you know, miracles and all that. So I actually break his guard. He seemed to have no stamina left. I don't know why he did that. It just gave me a backstab. Now right here, I was really scared that he would come back and hit me with that. My friend sent me a message asking me for help in Dark Souls. Later on after this match, I did help him out. He is a new player to Dark Souls, you know. It's always fun to introduce a new friend to Dark Souls. And yeah. So at this point, I had low HP. I just decided I'll just run away and use Great Heal. Now here I am, running up the stairs, watching my back. Making sure they're not following me and that I'm safe to use heal. Personally, if I were that guy, I would have pursued my invader as closely as possible and just not given them room to breathe, and yeah, eliminated them. But I switch out and I managed to get the Lloyd's talisman on a hotkey right here. Even though I do switch it to a hotkey, I don't actually successfully use it on them. I do try though. Then I just kind of run back up the stairs because I realized that I should really cast Vow of Silence. So I cast it. Then I run after this guy. For a little while I was really thinking that I may just run through the fog. And if he were to run through the fog, it would send me home. And, well, yeah, it'd make him safe for me, but, you know, then he'd have to fight the boss. So I slip around his right side, get a backstab on him. At this point, I was just kind of like, I was really wanting to eliminate him. Once again, I slip around his right side, get another backstab. So now I go to cast this miracle. Then I was really expecting him to backstab me right there, but luckily I managed to roll away. So now I was just thinking I should pursue him. Watch this right here. Boom, dead angle. That was an awesome finish for a 1v2. I finished that guy off. I decided I may as well go for the gold and take this NPC out, but I don't think I was successful on that. But I took out the host. I took him out with a dead angle at the end. Thanks for watching, guys. Goodbye.